Friday, and thanks for tuning into radiofreerhinecliff.org and this show in particular. Correct me if I'm Norm. I'm your host, Norm, and I'm thrilled to be here tonight with Michele Montalbano. Did I get it right?
Montalbano, like my grandmother said.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
And where is, I'm guessing it's from Italy.
Yeah, Sicilian.
From the White Mountains of Sicily.
Yes, exactly.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a Sicilian last name.
Oh, sweet.
Like Inspector, like Il Commissario, Montalbano, that series, all of the library patrons are always like, oh my God, it's just like, and I've never read a single one, so.
It's just, I totally missed that. It's just like a series of books?
Yeah, there's a series of like detective novels from Sicily by Andrea Camilleri called Inspector Montalbano. And people love them.
But not you.
But I mean, I don't not love them, but I've never.
You're rebelling.
I'm rebelling.
Yeah. And did your like dad? I mean, it's his name. Is your mom Italian as well?
No, she's like French and German and
right.
A bunch of other European nationalities.
Sweet European mutt.
Sweet, yeah.
And had your dad read these books?
No, hasn't.
And did your guilt for not reading these important family books drive you into a career in library sciences?
My guilt drives me everywhere. I mean, it's one of my main motivating forces.
That's great. Yeah. So you are, for people who are just tuning in, you're a librarian.
That's right.
Is that the official title? You're the Director of Programming and Outreach at the Starr Library here in Rhinebeck. But librarian is what people call you?
Librarian is, the broad term for the profession. I have a master's in library and information science. And yeah, I think I became a librarian, yes, out of guilt, like you described, but also because I was just this sort of weirdo who found most of my comfort and recognition in books and words. And I just wanted to find a way to work with books and words. And I tried a bunch of different ways of doing that, and this one is the most the most rewarding in so many ways. And
you've had other similar jobs in different places, Brooklyn, for example. Why is this particular job one of the most rewarding in that realm?
Well, the thing about library work that you may not think of is like, oh, you just get to read books all the time. You don't. It's very human centered, right? It's all about the people. And I did get to do this kind of work in Brooklyn. I worked at a neighborhood branch in Red Hook, which I loved. It was like I learned so much about the neighborhood and the history, and felt really at home there. And I then also worked at the Center for Brooklyn History, where I got to dive deeper into archival research. And here, what I love the most is that it's all about the relationships I have with people. I get to do programming, and that connects people and ideas and is really responsive to what people need in their library, or tries to be at least.
Right. And how long have you been here, this last job?
I started in April of 2022. So was that 3.5 years?
Sounds like a perfect gig. and have you started any new programming or outreach that you're especially proud of?
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. I was actually walking to CVS this morning, and somebody stopped me on the way to be like, are you going to do any more of those writing workshops? And I was like, on it, and it was grant funded. I applied for a grant from Arts Mid-Hudson to be able to get a bunch of the local authors we have around here. There are so many amazing ones to offer writing workshops and whatever their areas of expertise were. And so it was at least 16 authors between January and June of this year. And it was just...
That's amazing.
It was really phenomenal. Everyone is so talented and smart. And
who were some of the authors?
We had Alexis Coe, Molly Prentice, Evan Hughes. We had Wendy Chin Tanner. We had Sari Botten. We had Laurie Stone, Alex Hannaford, Jake Jepson. It was a whole range of people.
A pretty hot list.
It was a pretty hot list.
It's amazing how much talent is around here, how much literary talent and film talent and music talent.
Totally. Yeah. It's
are you a writer yourself?
I do write. I one of the cool things about this job is that I've been able to do my own writing workshops too. So I lead a monthly memoir workshop that is like one of my favorite things. And I have been writing more because of all of the writing that I have incorporated into
that's
my
good.
work. It's sort of like a cheat code for me to do more of it.
I could see it going the other way.
Yeah.
Like when I'm doing all this writing, I'm not in the mood to do it when I get home.
Yeah.
But somehow it's spurring you on to do more writing.
Yeah, because otherwise it would be like just an act of service. And I am very service oriented, but I also want it to be something that's like reciprocal and feeding everyone in the room.
Right.
Trying to be, break my own habits.
It's interesting, just an active service. How would you define that?
An act of service?
Oh, an act of service.
But it's also active.
I heard active
It's not
service.
passive service.
Right. So when you're getting something back, it's not just one way.
Yeah, I like reciprocity
Right.
in general. Yeah.
And has it, in addition to getting you down in front of your like typewriter for longer, has it changed your perspective on your own writing?
I think it's given me a lot more tools to play with. And so, a lot of the workshops were about prompts and about like sparking creativity, about stopping being in your own way. All of this is like advice that these authors are giving to the participants, and like everyone has to take their own advice too,
Right.
myself included. So I think I'm trying to incorporate more of these things into my regular practice. But like, obviously I fail at that regularly, and failing is part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And what kind of writing do you do? What's your regular practice?
It's basically essay writing, sort of memoir essay.
Oh, essay.
Essay. Yeah, I
Okay.
try really hard.
Right. There you
Yeah.
go. Thanks for the translation.
Yeah.
So it's essay writing.
Mm-hmm.
And what kinds of topics do you cover?
I actually, for a while here, wrote on the affordable housing beat for the Hudson Valley Pilot when that existed. And I wrote an
Right.
article for Chronogram about those things. So I try to weave in personal and political, like my own sort of explorations of, personal growth, my family life, the things that I've like working through to, connect it to the universal, like pretty standard essay material.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you, I know some of these were published, you mentioned. Do you try to get most of them published somewhere?
I'd love that. That would be great. I need to work. The diligence is the key thing. The getting in your own way for me is one of my biggest obstacles. So it's like a priority for me that I like continue to put to the bottom of the list because I'm doing everything else.
Right.
So
And is that how you get in your own way, just by prioritizing other stuff?
by like overextending myself, totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, classic.
Well, how many hours a week is the job, technically?
Technically, it's like 40 hours a week.
Right.
But it's also a bunch of like programming, right? So it's evenings and weekends. It's also like I am a person who jumps behind the desk if it's necessary, and also helps like with hiring and policy, and like it's very like the full gamut. So
Right.
yeah, it has a lot of range in my life. It takes up a lot of space, and I want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like such a beautiful place to work.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of stuff happening. It's not a sleepy backwater library.
Yeah.
People coming in and out all the time.
Yeah. I couldn't love it more, honestly. I work with amazing people. They're so smart and talented. Jacqueline Savaline, our director, is like such a joy to like be a thought partner with. Like that is one of
Right.
the things like that it's like characterizes
Right.
work there. Brooke Stevens has been at the library for like 27 years now and is just like so knowledgeable, and like where I am inclined to like try to meet everyone where they are all the time, she is very good at being like placid and like even keeled, and I've learned so much from her like many years of working there. And then we have just like an incredible circulation staff and all of the patrons. Everyone who I've been able to work with through the library is just like, yeah, they bring so much to it.
Is Chelsea still there?
Chelsea is, where Chelsea is now? She's
No.
at the Yale Libraries. So
Oh,
yeah, Starr Library is a springboard to Yale Libraries if you're Chelsea.
oh my goodness. What is she doing there?
She is doing some like complicated postdoctoral like usability studies, I believe, like how people
Yes.
use their database, their like library catalog to do their research.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Database, that's super important. Now, in your degree, you said it was a Master's of Library and Information Science. So is it focused a lot on databases?
Databases were, here's a funny thing. I really thought when I was in library school and just after that I was going to be like a database nerd. I thought I was going to do digital archives. I was like, I love this stuff. I'm going to like import these files to this back end of this website. And I love the accessibility. Like library work is all about making information accessible. And I hated it. I also didn't like processing materials, which is like if you're an archivist, you have like a totally unorganized collection of things from say like a famous author or something, and then you have to like impose order on that chaos so that a researcher can come in and look through the folders and find what they're looking for. Such great work for people who like that.
And valuable work.
Valuable
but
work.
Sounds kind of nightmarish.
If you have like any like I really have learned that I thrive on being able to make those connections, like I said, between people and ideas. And like whenever anybody walks through the door in the library, being able to like offer them whatever it is they're seeking, whether it's like printing a document or if it's like talking about what they're going through in life. I mean, there's a lot of it that is really like emotionally and energetically present. And that is super important to me.
And if they come in, they're talking about what's going on with their lives. I mean, do you sort of act as kind of the shrink behind the counter sometimes?
I listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen.
And were you prepared for that before you got these jobs?
Before I got these jobs, I think in Brooklyn, it became clear to me that you're working with people, and people are complex, and they come to you with if you're printing a document, that document is about something huge going on in your life. Maybe you're like getting your first mortgage. Maybe you're applying for like SNAP benefits, right? And so you're carrying that stuff with you. And a person who's supporting that is like, if you're there and you're listening, you might end up talking to them about that stuff too. I mean, it's cornbally, but there's like a lot of magic. And
no, it sounds wonderful. I'm
Yeah.
just imagining you telling people, that there's a good book on that, this thing you're going through right now, and directing them to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Well, that's nice. And what are some of the weirdest requests you've had for people showing up and needing something?
Oh man. There's a person who calls and asks like sort of stream of consciousness reference questions. So it's everything from like Roman coins to like Revolutionary era like soldiers' uniforms. So that's kind of like he's just like doesn't have a computer or internet access, so he just like uses like telephone reference, which used to be a thing in libraries, to ask whatever is on, like ask like if the toys still have lead in them,
Right.
that kind of thing. But then I don't know, the strangest, not exactly strange, but like I just happened to answer the phone one day and a patron was asking about like book donation hours, like a totally ordinary thing. I was told her the hours, and she was like, oh, that might not work for me. And I was like, okay, what about this? And she was like, not that. I'm going through some like medical issues right now. And I was like, so would the answer be like, you can come by anytime it's convenient and I'll help you get the things into the library? And she was like, yeah, that would be ideal. Thank you. And so when she did, I ended up spending like 20 minutes in the parking lot talking to her about like everything she had going on. And like those connections like mean everything.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
That must be such a super satisfying part of the job. Now, you said early on that it was always attractive to you, that you always liked books, that they, did you say consoled you or guided you or something?
Yeah.
And it made me wonder, what were some of the first books that you really got comfort from?
I mean, I'm thinking of myself as like a high school outsider. And so J.D. Salinger, F. Scott Fitzgerald, kind of the classics, and Sylvia Plath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
None of which, I've read all of them, seem especially comforting.
No, but
and
like
kind of the opposite.
Like Company in the Darkness
Uh-huh.
is actually great. I have found. Yeah, I think one of the things, I mean, and this is like book banning adjacent, but one of the things that's really important about library collections is that people see themselves in the collections. They're either like windows or mirrors. So having your experience reflected back to you and feeling less alone in that pain or depression or isolation or gender identity questioning or racial identity is like, it saves lives. Like it literally saves lives.
I totally buy that. And again, I'm guessing that there's people who don't buy that,
Yeah.
who don't think it's going to save lives. They think it's grooming for an alternate lifestyle or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you ever get people coming in and complaining that you have books that they think are part of some grooming curriculum?
Yeah, we do. And
What do you say?
we say that we want books in the collection that reflect everyone's experience. And there are also books that are about like Christian identities or about like whatever it is, like what do you have going on in your life right now? Let me show
Right.
you books that you might relate to. But we have a little free Pride library in front of the building. We specifically partner with Beck Hook Pride to keep that full, because we know that there are kids who need to be able to get that material, and we don't want them to have to even come in the doors if they don't want to. We want to make it as accessible as possible.
Right.
And we will keep it full. People can empty it, and we will keep it full.
Which is great. Thank you. That's a beautiful thing to do. And so thoughtful. You know, kids might be afraid or shy or whatever,
Yeah.
embarrassed to go in and ask for that book. And so they could get it there. Can they also access that online? And do you all do anything special to make sort of, forbidden titles available online?
They can access our whole collection online. I don't know that, I mean, and here's the other sort of librarian disclaimer thing is everything is labeled appropriately for the age group. So
Right.
people can't complain that like we're putting books that are like above the heads of kids in their hands, right?
Right.
But I mean, Brooklyn Public Library has Books Unbound. They provide access to banned books specifically to anyone in the country
Right.
with a digital library card. So we also, even if we don't specifically have those resources, often what we do is make sure that people are aware of what other libraries have to offer.
That's just great. I love that libraries are doing that. You said Brooklyn Public Library,
Yeah.
which I'm guessing people can find online and then get a digital library card. Now I have a
exactly.
library card. Do I need to do something special to have it be a digital library card?
I think you look specifically for that Books Unbanned program, but also a little known fact, you don't have to be a Brooklyn resident to have a BPL card. You just need to be a New York State resident.
Right.
So some people have like, portfolios of different library cards so they can access all of those digital resources like the ebooks and audiobooks from different libraries. Like
Right.
if you're really doing it like some like jujitsu with it, you're like, I want this title. It's super hot. I'm going to have to wait like 87 weeks for it. So I'm going to put it on hold in both libraries and see what happens first.
Right. And what are the hot books right now?
What are the hot books right
Yeah.
now? I was the Frida McFadden books. This is like, I was talking about it with a mom yesterday whose like younger daughter really loves this. Frida McFadden's like revisionist.
Is it young adult?
It's
or-
not. It's like
not?
adult books, but it's like feminist like revenge fantasy actually. So I'm so down with that. Corrective.
Feminist revenge fantasies.
Yeah.
For example?
For example, like somebody who is hired to avenge an abusive husband, but like is in like undercover as a housemaid for the whole time until
Right.
she actually, completes the mission sort of thing. But yeah.
I didn't even want to share where I went when you said complete the mission. Feminist revenge. I never even knew that was a genre. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
And you're so down with that.
Yeah.
Have you read any of those books? Do any of those authors live near me?
I don't think she lives near you. Though again, so
Is there?
are you asking if you're safe?
Yeah. Is there a place I could go to find out if those authors live in my neighborhood?
Yeah.
That's great. What other genres are out there that you're gonna just gobsmack me like feminist revenge fantasy genre?
Oh God, it sounds like doing one of those like Spotify playlists,
Yeah.
like Baroque Monday evening loot jam or something, like
Baroque Monday evening loot jam.
just for example.
Yeah. And which I would just think it's like total the librarian's Spotify descriptor.
Yeah.
Baroque Monday afternoon loot jams. But it's not you like we were talking today as I went to the library to get these pages, which are notes on you, printed out for a quarter a sheet.
A strange sensation, I have to say.
Yeah. And I didn't catch you peeking.
No.
But somehow we got talking about music, and you didn't mention any loot jams, but we ended up on this band X,
Right.
who we both like. What kinds of music do you especially like to listen to? If not loot jams.
If not, yeah, when I'm not doing loot jams.
Like,
I recently turned 40. I know. We're going to do a little cheers to that.
yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
And thanks for this. You brought in a Boulevardier, and what goes into this thing? It's so delicious.
So a Boulevardier is like a Negroni, but with rye or whiskey. So I thought it was
Instead of gin?
instead of gin, yeah, as the base spirit. So I thought it was a good like seasonal transition drink, like Negronis all
It is
summer long. But
so
now we're
delicious.
getting into, it's
Yeah.
equal parts. So you can't really mess that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we were talking about music. What do you, like, you'll go home tonight after this and be like, phew, thank God I'm done
Right.
talking to that guy. And you'll put on some music, maybe pour yourself another Negroni.
Right.
What do you listen to mostly?
Well, actually, tonight I'm going to see Courtney Barnett after this.
Oh,
so
sweet.
that's cool. She's like a rock and roll guitar player. That'll be fun.
She performed lots of feminist revenge sort of songs.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's some heavy stuff.
Where is she playing?
Levon Helm Studios. Yeah.
Wonderful place. Not always the best place to see a show.
Yeah. I saw there's like folding chairs in a small room. Is that right?
Yeah.
How are the acoustics?
You know.
They tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's intimate, and that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm psyched. It's going to be great.
Right.
I mentioned the 40th birthday because like my whole dream was to DJ my own party. Basically, like I was like, I need to control what is happening this whole time. So, I mean, I don't know exactly how to like pin down the genres, but I knew I wanted, like when I was actually getting people dancing, we were listening to like David Byrne, we were listening to In Excess, we were listening to Sister Nancy.
Did
like
the 40th birthday party already happen?
Yeah, it was last Friday. I should have invited you. I'm sorry.
Great. Oh, look at the time. Well, what was the first song you played?
Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And what were some of the more popular songs in terms of getting people to move their feet on your mix?
I think Strange Overtones, the David Byrne song, that was one where people were like, yes. And I was like, thank you. This is a song you can dance to. What was another one? Oh, Owner of a Lonely Heart. I was arguing with people. I was like, you can totally dance to this. You can easily. But what else was on there?
I love imagining the friends arguing. Like, no, you can't put that on.
Yeah. While they were dancing, they were like, I was like, we have to just broaden the definition of dancing to like, maybe you move your shoulders a little bit. Like,
sucks.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And were there any surprise songs that really moved the feet you didn't foresee, or that you thought were surefire? It's like, oh, this Earth, Wind, and Fire thing is going to kill, and it fell flat. Any stuff like that?
Gosh, I'm trying to think of like, I mean, I've been building a playlist for like years and like, yes, finally, I'm going to be able to play all of my favorite things, and it's going to be this one and this one. What was on it? Big Star was on it. September Girls, not a dancing song, but I needed to play it for my birthday.
Right.
Who else? Dead Moon was on it. For some reason, that's coming up. Brian Eno. There was some Brian Eno and John Cale like, collab on there. I don't know, like a whole range.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see the Brian Eno doc a couple years ago?
No, is it good?
I didn't see it. I wanted to see it.
Well, maybe we should both see it and then meet back here.
Let's go. And we watched half of the Devo documentary as well. Me and the fabulous Kimmy Berlin.
Yeah. And we were talking about that this morning. And I also mentioned that SNL 50 Years of Music documentary.
That sounds ridiculously
Have you seen
good.
it? It's so good. So good. I cannot say enough good things about it.
And did they put out an album of that as well?
I don't think so. That would be, yeah, I know. That would be a great follow-up. But yeah, it's a Questlove documentary. And it's just like, if you think about Weekly for 50 years, it's like a document of popular culture at like every point from 1975
So
to the
good.
present. And like you learn things like Debbie Harry was the person who got the Fab Four, like the first hip hop group to ever be aired on national television,
Right.
on stage. And like John Belushi was all about punk rock. And it was actually pretty like vanguard. Like they were breaking a lot of barriers on Saturday Night Live. And you were like, oh, comedy? What? No.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just amazing seeing bands on SNL.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. All right, well, check that out. So you have a big collection of music that you put together, you drew from for this playlist for your 40th.
Mm-hmm.
Do you own that music?
No, I stream the music, and I do know that I am a terrible person for still having Spotify, but
Well, I don't understand the intricacies of
talking
it.
heads
But you
I'm looking
pay
at the list now. I actually realized I have the phone in my pocket and I can look at the list.
Oh, good. But
Yeah.
you pay something for Spotify, right?
Yeah, I pay like the monthly subscription fee, but it's terrible for artists.
Because they get like 0.001 cents
Yeah.
per play.
Yeah, exactly. Apple Music is like marginally better, but neither are great.
Right. And I spend $1.29 mostly. If I hear a song I like, I buy it. I
Mm-hmm.
have it until Apple says, "Oh, sorry, you can't access your library anymore." I'm like, "Fuck you, Apple."
Yeah.
But because I'm from the era of like buying vinyl, and
Do you have a vinyl collection?
I do. I've got a nice big vinyl collection.
What is one of the
And
like your favorite records in the vinyl collection?
Early on, I really fell in love with Dave Brubeck.
Oh, I love
I have
Brubeck.
like
Yeah.
17 albums by the DBQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm not a collector of vinyl. I'm a collector of good tunes.
Yeah, sure.
But I get so much stuff from, and I probably bought my last vinyl record like 30 years ago or something. But prior to that, that was it, which I really loved.
Yeah.
And do you have vinyl?
I have a teeny tiny collection. The last thing that I picked up was at Hyde Park Consignments. And it's actually where we have our like library staff parties because as some people
If
might
you're
know.
going to bring that up, you need to. There's a whole disclaimer thing. You
That's
need
right.
To go into
This is a
full disclosure.
exactly
Yeah.
taking over my brain to offer an advertisement for this place. Anyway, what I got Asia. I got a copy of Steely Dan's record Asia and a mirror that has breakfast sandwiches like lovingly depicted on it. I think it's from McDonald's in the 90s. Two great hauls.
Mirror with egg and muffins on it.
Yeah, it says breakfast sandwiches in like a splashy font and has like styled egg McMuffins on it.
That's hilarious. And are you a Steely Dan fan from way back?
From way back, actually. Yeah, from like stealing my dad's records when I was a kid. For some reason, I was just like, yeah, these lyrics are weird.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Yeah.
Yeah, Steely Dan is so groovy. Donald Fagen, of course, lives just across the river there. Do you ever see him or bump into him?
No, no encounters with the funky one
The
himself.
funky one. Walter passed on, I guess.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. And so you mentioned your dad. What kind of music did your folks like?
They're just like rock and roll loving people. I remember
Because
my
they're
mom.
probably my freaking age, it dawns on me.
A little older.
Don't you me,
Little-
Miss
uh-huh.
General Mood, youngster.
Not really.
So rock and roll. And do you remember sort of having your mind blown from things that they would play when you were growing up?
Yeah, totally. I mean, my mom had Led Zeppelin 4 in her Volvo, and that was my favorite tape to play all the time. Like Immigrant Song started that. So,
Right.
yeah, that was definitely an early moment. Or like Pink Floyd, right? So those are your like gateway rock and roll bands when you're like, young like I was. But I did have, yeah.
And where was that? Was that in Rhode Island?
Yeah. Suburban Rhode Island.
When? Can you be more descriptive, more precise than that?
You mean like how many
Like
big box stores are around there?
No,
or like
yeah. It was like Providence or Newport or just
outside
out between.
Providence,
Yeah.
outside quote unquote. No, I lived in Warwick, Rhode Island when I grew up.
Warwick.
Which is where the airport is. So
Uh-huh.
I guess it's like flyover Rhode Island.
The Providence Airport.
It's the, yeah, you'd call it PBD on
Okay.
your luggage tag. But I mean, Providence is amazing. It's an amazing city. And I did live there as an adult for the first time when I was in library school. I lived in Providence instead of living in Boston, where I went to library school.
Right. And did you commute from Providence to Boston? How long a
did.
commute is that?
It's like an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never imagined them being so close.
Like, unless there's traffic, which certainly, that's a frequent occurrence.
Right.
But I had lived in New York City for a long time before that. So I really thought when I first moved to Providence, I was like, I'm going to ride my bike to the train station. I'm going to put it on the commuter rail. I'm going to ride to school. It's going to be exactly like New York City.
You need a granola bar on the way.
Exactly. Yeah. Infrastructure like that. It did not exist in the same way. Like
Right.
the last train was like at 9 p.m. or something. So
Oh, jeez. And so how long a program is library school, the master's program?
it's a 2-year program.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And you're studying everything from like databases, right, to I took a class in like museum informatics, which is just like how to like work with museum collections and describe them. What else did I take? So many things. I'm very well qualified, I assure you.
And when you were doing that, were the card catalogs already gone?
Well and truly gone. Yeah. The card catalogs they're digital exclusively.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they still use the Dewey Decimal System?
Yes. Very much.
Did you see the post on Facebook about having you on?
No. What did people talk about the Dewey Decimal System? Were they making Dewey jokes?
I did. I said I was going to grill you on the 200s and the 800s
The 200s and the 800s.
of the Dewey Decimal System.
The 200s are spirituality and religion, and
That's-
the 800s are like English, literature, and poetry.
And what do those things have in common? Your majors, according to LinkedIn. Religion and literature.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Good
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, thanks. So they don't. Is that still in use in the digital realm, the Dewey Decimal System?
Yeah, it's how collections are co-located, which means like if you want a book about motorcycles or football, which a kid this morning was asking me about books on motorcycles and football, I was like, it's going to be here in like the 629.27s. And cool thing, if you want to see what other books we have on that subject, they're right next to that.
Right.
So that's a great reason why, although Dewey is a controversial figure, as you may know.
How come?
He was like kind of a womanizer and anti-Semitic and had some like, yeah,
Oh,
garden variety bigot from the 19th century.
God, not hard to find.
Not hard to find.
And sadly, it seems like these days they're once again becoming easier to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Heavy sigh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is there a genre of literature? Is the bigot revenge? No.
There's going to be more and more of those revenge fantasies, right? Like
I'll
instead of
bet
dystopic political futures, we're going to be writing ones where there's like actually some triumph over.
I'm
Hopefully.
here to tell you. I love acting and stuff. And
Yeah.
next weekend, there's a playwrights group, local playwrights group. You probably know them. It's called Howl.
They do stuff at the library all the time.
And
Yeah.
they are out at the center.
Yeah.
They're putting on 2 nights of plays.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, short plays, and it's staged readings. I'm in 3 of them.
Really?
Each one is the dystopian future.
Yeah. I mean, that's
They're-
the direction we're heading.
They're
But-
all sort of, and one of them's like total dystopian, like horrible man revenge fantasy.
And you're in it.
I play the horrible man.
You play the horrible man,
It's
which
so
is why you're
good.
worried about the.
It's so good. It's so good. And yeah,
Tell her about your character.
no,
Yeah.
I
No.
will not. You can come support the Howl people. I get none of the money, which is great. I mean, playwrights and artists need more and more, and
Yeah.
more support. And speaking of which, how's your funding doing?
Funding
at the
is-
library.
We're doing well. I mean, we have a good percentage of our funding supported by our taxpayer dollars, and then, generous patrons who support us. We're about to have a benefit, as people might know. It's the Mad Hatter Ball next Saturday,
Oh, sweet.
October 4th. So that supports the library.
And where will that be?
At the library itself. So
And that's why when I pulled up today, I saw all these John Tenniel characters.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah, there's John Tenniel illustrations. There's a bunch of giant flowers and cards, the cards that are the Queen's Guard in the front lawn of the library. It's going to be a really sweet event, and everybody's been working really hard to make the library a true wonderland. So the whole idea is that we're going to transform the space and have downstairs be devoted to kids entertainment, and upstairs it'll be sort of adult. I learned yesterday we're going to have augmented reality.
How cool.
Yeah, so there's going to be an opportunity to have your head lopped off by the Queen, or have your head ordered to be lopped off by
That
the
sounds
Queen.
slightly better than actually.
Everyone.
Huh.
Yeah.
How cool is that? And so for people who want to get a ticket to this thing, where would they go and how would they do it? Get a ticket or just donate if they can't come?
Yeah, that would at starrlibrary.org /Mad Hatter Ball.
That's 2 R's in Starr.
It's 2 R's in Starr.
Starrlibrary.org.
Mm-hmm. Or you can just look up the Mad Hatter Ball, call the library. Lots of people still use the phone to find us.
And they come in and they pay cash or...
And they'll write a check. They'll write a nice check to the library, and we're so grateful for all of the contributions.
Right.
And it'll be a really fun party, I think.
Sounds like a blast. And what are the other features of the party? Is it going to be food? Is it going to be a live band or a DJ? Are you spinning the discs?
I might ask the DJ. I'm just kidding. The DJ's going to be great. We're going to have hearty hors d'oeuvres, I believe is how we're describing them.
Hearty?
Hearty hors d'oeuvres.
Like little cheeseburgers and tiny little spare ribs.
You will fill up on them. It's just, everything will be shrunk down, but
Right.
a full meal. And there'll be dancing. There'll be the augmented reality, like I described.
And who's doing that for you?
Jen Breslin. I think you know her.
I do.
Yeah.
Jennifer Breslin on the AR.
Yeah.
How exciting. And so what time does it start?
It's 6 p.m. next Saturday
At the library.
at the library.
So at a certain point, it's going to be all hands on deck, transforming the library into a party space.
Yeah, next week.
And you said it's that downstairs room?
It's all rooms. It's all
Okay.
locations in the library. Downstairs is where the kids are going to be. So
Okay.
they're going to get to do, there's going to be a lobster quadrille. Honestly, what was really fun was coming up with all of the copy to promote this event. We were doing a lot of brainstorming about, all the Alice in Wonderland themed puns and jokes that we could weave into all of the promotion. So,
And what were some of the best jokes you came up with?
having a lobster quadrille at all, having the kids do some kind of parade,
Right.
that we're calling that was one.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you, and you probably have you seen the Disney movie of Alice in Wonderland?
Yes. It's been a long time, but I feel like it's probably etched
Watch
in my
it
memory.
right away. It is
Yeah.
the most beautiful animation.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. They painted 24 paintings per second of film, and they're all so just gorgeous and surreal and beautiful, and
Yeah.
it's probably my favorite, old time Disney animated
When
film.
was the film made? How
And now
old
I'm
time
gonna
is
say
it?
I'm gonna say 64.
64. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems like a good guess. Could be
The trippiest of eras for.
the
yeah.
trippiest. And there's the worm on the mushroom
Mm-hmm.
smoking a hookah.
Yeah.
It's so good. Well, what a blast. So did you try to write in the style of Lewis Carroll? Oh, here we go. 1951.
Oh,
The producer
wow.
with the mostest has come up with the answer.
A completely
That's the
different era.
date.
Not the
Okay.
trippiest era at all.
Well,
the
it
atomic
was
age.
for the animators at Disney.
Yeah, they were
out in
enjoying.
California. 51, egads.
Yeah. A
Well,
lot earlier than I expected.
Yeah, me too. Well, what else? What else was I going to ask? Before we leave that party, what are some of the things you're really looking forward to for that evening?
I think it's a great opportunity to, I mean, Lesa Cline-Ransome, I should have said this at the top. She will be our honored guest.
Oh,
actually.
she was here one time.
Yeah, yeah. Newbery Award winning local author. Amazing.
She's just ridiculous. And really, I mean, I would say having a moment, but the moment seems to have stretched like 40 years.
Years and years.
But
yeah.
now it's a fresh peak on this long-term moment.
Yeah, the most prestigious award any
Yeah.
work of children's literature
Right.
can earn. And we're lucky enough to have her as our honored guest. So she'll be speaking, and that will be wonderful. And
So good.
just an opportunity to celebrate the community and all of the people who, I mean, it's a library is nothing without everyone who's involved in it. And that's everyone from the patrons to all of our volunteers. We have so many of those to the staff members. So people will really get to shout people out and embarrass them publicly for all of the great things they do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's.
And will it be outdoors as well, weather permitting?
I hope so. I think so. I think at least that, the
Well,
parade will be.
The parade, the quadrille. Will there be a bespoke cocktail for the evening?
What would we call the bespoke cocktail?
I don't know.
Some kind of tea.
The Queen of Hearts, or
The Queen of Hearts, or the
tarts.
the Queen of Tarts.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not read that book, that Lewis Carroll book, in way too long, 30, 40 years. And it's great. I probably read Jabberwocky, which I think is a poem in that book.
Yeah, right.
So when you look back in your life, what are some of your just favorite books? Let me ask this. What book have you reread more than any other?
I'm not a huge rereader, actually, but I think the first book I remember reading that I was like, yes, this is what I've been looking for was White Teeth by Zadie Smith.
Uh-huh.
Are you familiar with her?
No.
She's like a Jamaican British author, and she's incredibly funny and erudite and like politically trenchant. And she managed to write a book that I read all the way through when I was like 17 and got to the end and like loved it, and then started right at the beginning again. I was like, I need to be inside of this book for as long as possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you get that feeling with many, many books? Like you get to the end, you're like, oh no, I don't want to be at the end.
I think it's important to me to have a book going that I can't wait to get back to. I really love the feeling of being totally absorbed in a novel or like a book of essays, and taking notes and just like really spending time with that author's thoughts and bouncing my own thoughts off of them.
Right.
So
do you highlight and like dog ear and thumbnail?
those would be like terrible things to do to library books. So
Really? I should stop doing that.
I love marginalia. I should buy more used books so that I can experience other people's reading of a text.
I gave an important book in my life to my boy a couple of Christmases ago.
What book was that?
It was a biography of John Cage. And it was about artists and Zen Buddhism and John Cage and
I love
stuff.
that.
And it was just the most packed with interesting ideas of any book I've ever picked up. And so it's like underlined and they're thumbnail print and dog-eared. And I said, here, boy, maybe you'll get a kick out of seeing which passages really resonated with your parent.
That's such a beautiful gift to give someone. And his letters to Merce Cunningham in that biography are gorgeous. I read a lot of those at one point.
I'm just going to plug it. It's by Kay Larson.
Yeah.
This book.
Yeah.
A spectacular Cage scholar.
At Bard, right?
The Cage thing is at Bard.
Yeah.
She's at a monastery just west of Woodstock, where she works very hard practicing the Buddhism, I guess, to eventually get it right.
Yeah.
Which is not just a glib sort of way of looking at it.
Right.
But it's a beautiful thing. But yeah, Kay Larson wrote this book. And I love the idea of getting to I've never done that, getting to the end of a book and just being like, okay, I got to start over again. And do you remember what the second reading was like versus the first one?
I think, no, I don't. I just remember being like burying myself back in this voice that I found to like hit all of the right notes. I mean, what I love is that you wanted to share the way your mind works with your child in that way. Like, I think that's like a really beautiful thing to...
It's kind of what you do every day as a librarian, right? Sharing the things that you've seen in the things that you've read with people who come in and might be appropriate or needed for them to hear that stuff.
At its best, yeah. But you're
Right.
doing like a close reading of the text. You're like, look here. Like this paragraph is something that like really hit for me. And do you
Yeah.
want to talk about this later and like dig into those ideas,
I
you know?
pray he will bring that up someday.
I hope so.
Why
I
the
know.
hell did you underline this part on the Diamond Sutra? Or whatever. Oh, geez.
What about your books? Big books for you.
Big books. I'm reading one right now that might be interesting to you. It's called The Professor and the Madman. It's about the making of the Oxford English Dictionary.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
By Simon Winchester, and it's really, there was this guy in an asylum, a hospital in London. He was an American guy who killed somebody. He got thrown into this hospital, and because he was well educated and he had been an army physician, and he had his physician's paycheck every other week. He got a paycheck. So somehow he had like 2 rooms in this hospital. One of them, hospital prison, one of them was his library. And he got this notice that the OED was looking for contributors, and he contributed tens of thousands of definitions. And you've probably seen the OED. The definitions are insane. Yeah. They're ridiculous. When was it first used? When was it how many different ways has it been used? Is there a shade of different meaning? And how is it pronounced? Where did it come from? The definitions are ridiculous. And he did like 20 or so thousand of them.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a totally fastidious mind at work, and like following those etymological drifts. That's like
Right. And
so
the guy, Simon
fascinating.
Winchester, who wrote it is like also a big brain. Every other page I get to stop and look up a word or two.
It's fun to do that though.
I love
It's-
that.
It's cool. It's cool to look up the word instead of being like, well, don't know that one. I'll keep
Yep.
reading then.
If I look it up 20 times, I'll remember it.
Yeah. No, I used to carry a dictionary around. That's the kind of obnoxious nerd I was. I was like, I need to know what every word I don't understand is.
And what kind of dictionary did you carry around?
Not an OED. I don't think.
No. Well, they have, the abridged with the little magnifying glass.
Yeah.
The compact OED.
The compact. I should maybe look into that. It was just a Merriam-Webster, like your classic Merriam-Webster.
Was it in your backpack?
Purse, backpack size, whatever. Yeah.
And this is pre-internet, I'm guessing, or pre-smartphone.
Yeah, exactly. When I had to have a physical reference to look things up that I needed as I was reading stuff.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's come in so handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you have it all on your phone, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody earlier, I used to carry around a notebook and I'd write down things that I wanted to look up, that I had never heard of, dates, places, names. And then you'd go to the library and, track it down. And the librarians were always so helpful.
They're always so psyched. They're like, you want to learn something? Let us help you. We will devote all of our time and attention to this.
But everybody you're seeing is
Yeah.
there to learn something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, what a gorgeous atmosphere.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Well, hey, we're running out of time, for
Are we?
Christ's sake.
Do you have a
Well,
lightning round here?
Lightning round, yeah. One of the things that you did, I think at Simmons University, which is Boston,
Yeah.
is Activities and Societies, Beta Phi Mu, and the Panopticon Society. Panopticon.
Panopticon. It was like artists and librarians where that intersects art and data.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what is that exactly?
For us at the time, it was organizing a panel discussion with a bunch of practicing artists who we wanted to try to help figure out data management systems for. It was like, you have a body of work. We want you to be able to like find more applications for this work. And so we're going to help you digitize this content and organize it and display it on a website. All fascinating stuff.
That's amazing.
But also lots of cool, the other day I was like, I have a list of favorite maps, like databases, maps, like digital things. There's a really cool one called Every Noise at Once. Have you
Did
heard
say
of this?
maps?
Maps, like maps of
Like cartography.
like digital databases that are
I see.
mapped out taxonomies of how things relate
Gotcha.
to each other. So Every Noise at Once is like every single musical genre or subgenre from around the world, and you can click on it and we'll play a sample and then connect you to all of the artists that are part of that genre or subgenre, so you can like go down a major rabbit hole.
Love that
It's
so much.
It's so cool. It's really, yeah, you've
Every
got to
noise
get
at
thee
once.
to the internet.
Is it everynoiseatonce.com?
I think that is what it is, but you could also just look up Every Noise at Once.
Right. So are things like that in danger of disappearing? I mean, right now in the U.S., the political climate seems to be like, oh, get rid of this stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that things like that, which I'm guessing is a private organization, privately funded?
It's a labor of love. I mean, it's
Yeah.
people who just like worked really hard to compile this information because they thought it was of some value. But is it going to be funded by the National Endowment for the Arts? No.
No.
Right? Like, am I going to get another grant to have that writing workshop series? I don't think so. I think if we're going to be able to continue to have art and music and like create spaces where people can feel welcome no matter who they are, like that's going to be us. Like, we are the people we need right now. We have to
Right.
to support each other.
And so do you have special programs sort of planned that will help sort of make the community aware that you're that for them?
Yeah, I have ambitions to do programs that are about sort of like alternative economies, like future building. I mean, dystopian futures are important to acknowledge as a possible reality, but I also like thinking about like alternative future building, liberation movements, things like that. So I even just like incorporating those kinds of books into our book clubs are important. Like we do this till we free all of us, like Miriam Cabo books or Nia Birdsong. She's a community activist that's about the ways in which we can support each other when the government fails us.
Right.
These are the kinds of things. I mean, I think libraries have institutional weight, and it's important for us to show up like that for our community.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're outlawed.
Right.
I mean, and we'll keep away from your library, but have you heard of other libraries in the U.S. who are sort of preparing for the day when they're outlawed?
Yeah, or
And
like their
forcibly shuttered?
funding is privatized, and that means that there are like corporate interests controlling their agendas, right? I mean, that kind of stuff is already happening, and it's terrifying to see. That's also why, I mean, libraries are fundamentally about like resource redistribution, and they're kind of a socialist institution that exists here. So yeah, it feels both like absolutely necessary and vulnerable, and
Yeah.
we need to protect institutions like this.
Right. So there's a national library organization, right?
Yeah.
Do they talk about these kinds of things you can do to prepare for,
We're going to a New York Library Association conference in November, and we have proposed to the president of NYLA is the organization that we should have a dialogue about, like at least within New York State, about like what to do in this political climate as librarians. And I want to have that discourse more often. We're talking about it more just in our everyday lives. Yeah.
will you talk about that at the fundraiser?
Probably in individual conversations. I don't think we'll be talking about it like as like a broadcast, but I don't know.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
potentially motivating for donors. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this shit's under threat.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, it's the now more than ever. And again, like freedom to read is under attack. And there is a bill on Governor Hochul's desk right now, the Freedom to Read Act, that I think has passed both houses, and she needs to sign into law, and that would protect everyone, but more books from being banned in libraries and empower librarians to stand up against those censorship.
And have you had pressure to ban books?
We haven't had exact pressure to ban books. We're in such a blue bubble here that it's not happening as much. But I think it's important also to recognize that that's not true for a lot of the areas surrounding, and that if we have like spare energy to be able to devote to thinking about how to combat this in other areas around us. That's why it's important to like have conversations with other libraries, booksellers, people in this world.
Right.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's scary stuff.
It's really, yeah.
Well, thank you for all that you do as a librarian, for keeping ideas available to as many people as possible.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. So I asked you about writing. I wanted to ask also, do you make music, which seems to be a big part of your life?
I don't. No, I used to play the bass when I was younger, but it's just collecting dust in my closet, if I'm being honest.
The
So
electric bass.
the electric bass guitar.
And
yeah.
who were some of the bass players you really loved?
Tina Weymouth, 100%.
Tina Weymouth.
Weymouth.
She's such,
Yeah.
she's literally, but a
Kim
rock
Deal.
star.
Yeah, I know. Tina is just like, ugh.
Kim Deal, saw her in concert a year ago.
Did
down
you?
Down in Brooklyn, yeah.
Yeah.
She was awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Any other bass players?
Yeah. Those are the ones. Those are the two main ones. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And so it's just gathering dust in the closet. Were you in a band at one point?
I played music the last time in Brooklyn with a couple of other people it was like supportive. Like none of us were very good, but we just wanted to like create space to actually make music together.
Right.
Which I think creating space to have like play and creativity are really essential to also like keeping like a generative force in your life, like optimism, hope, play, all
Right.
of that. Anyway, so we played doom metal with that in
Doom
mind.
metal. It might be a good time to sort of resuscitate the doom metal band.
It's cathartic to play that kind of
Yeah.
music. It was like super heavy and really fun. So I played with these two people. And yeah, I recently ran into one of them in the city by total chance. And she was like, oh my God, it's so funny that I'm seeing you today because I'm like putting the finishing touches on this film I'm making. And I'm using some of the music from the sessions that we recorded in the soundtrack.
How sweet.
Yeah.
Is that stuff online anywhere? Is it on YouTube? I want to hear your doom metal bass line.
It might be. It might be because this person's using it in their film.
And what was the name of the band?
Blood Oath. It was just called Blood Oath.
Bloodo?
Blood Oath.
BLUDO or BL?
Blood Oath.
Oh, Blood Oath.
Yeah, there was a name somehow,
jeez.
and it was that.
Blood Oath. That's a great doom metal name.
Yeah.
And do you remember any of the lyrics of the Blood Oath songs?
It was just screaming.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, that's how I think cathartic screaming, actually, that's a great program idea for the library. I want to have a choir, but instead of actually making music, we're just cathartically screaming together. Would you join that choir?
Like screaming in a library? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the most transgressive idea I've heard
Work
in the
it
last
out.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come scream in the library. And I want a picture of like a 50s librarian going, shh.
That's right.
Yeah. So you mentioned play and how important it is in your life and how important that was for the band, what it brought to you. Where is the play now? Where are you getting that same sort of feeling?
I think this empty space. I think empty space is where play can come in. And this is also through the library, but the memoir workshop I mentioned, we had our monthly session on Tuesday, and I brought up play and clowning. Actually, there's this book I really love where a psychoanalyst goes to clown school because it's called Animal Joy by Noir Al-Sadir, and she goes to clown school because that's a way to like remove inhibitions and access your true self. And so I bring this up, this like completely like obscure book, and there's a new person in the room for the first time who's like, I studied clowning with the person she studies with in that book, like of all things. And so I was like, okay, so are there any exercises we can do here and now that would incorporate? And he said it's about like thinking at the speed of fun. And so we did this activity where you like tap on your thighs and you have to say a word and make each other laugh. And there was just so much laughter and sweetness in the room. It was just the best thing.
I love that so much. And if people want to know more about that, they can go to starrlibrary.org and sign up. They'll get newsletters and stuff.
Get newsletters. Yes, do sign up for our newsletter. That's where it's the best place to learn about all of our monthly programming.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Michele Montalbano, for being here tonight.
Thank you for having
and
me.
Sharing about your life and your time at the Starr Library. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to producer extraordinaire Jen Hammoud and the Corner Store, the Epicurean, here for hosting us. Everybody have a great weekend and go read a book.
Go read a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least one, maybe two.